Harris with 2-run homers. And Andy Rosales' first Padre home run, the game winner in a 5-4 San Diego victory. Quite a night indeed. Game 1 of the 3-game series. Game 2 tonight here at Petco Park. The Pirates from the NL Central and the Padres from the National League West. And good evening, everyone. With Mark Grant, Dick Henberg, we're pleased you're with us. That was kind of an unexpected blowout by Andy Green last night, and I didn't hear one person that said I didn't like it.
I'm right in that group that said I did like it. And you know what? He blew a gasket. And the one thing that really sets in my mind, Dick, is that Andy Green is going to stick up for his team because it was it was a balk, but the way it all went about, Clint Hurdle should have been ejected. No arguing. It's not a reviewable call. But I like what I saw in Andy Green, a little bit of fire. That's the way he was a player, and that's translating as a manager. He's going to stick up for his players, and I love that.
Well, the news on Tyson Ross you've already heard isn't the best, and so all the more important that Drew Pomeranz, the left-hander acquired from the Oakland A's, continues his fine pitching.
Remember in spring training when Drew Pomeranz came with the Padres in Peoria, they said, well, he's going to be in the bullpen, he's going to be a starter. Well, I tell you what, the one word that sticks out for me for Pomeranz is progress. First 2 starts, a nice ERA 3.27, and in 2 launching pads, Colorado and Philadelphia. And when you look at Drew Pomeranz, the highest strikeout per 9 innings, he is right up there with some of the league leaders, and he is one guy with the good curveball, the cutter, the fastball. He's got all of his pitches working for him, and as a starter, you have a better chance of setting up those hitters and being successful. He's done that.
He's never pitched against Pittsburgh, and get this, the Pirates, their 15th game of the season, it's the first time they've seen a left-handed starter. So, how about last night? We're going to continue. Enjoy the eruption, admire the fire. Julie Alexandria with Manager Green's Histrionics coming up.
Night for baseball here in San Diego at Petco Park. Well, last night the guys got to see a very different side of their normally even-keeled skipper Andy Green when he got really fired up and eventually ejected from his first major league game as a manager. I had a chance to talk to some of the guys how they felt about the explosion, specifically the guy in the center of it all, pitcher Colin Ray.
It was nice to see that he was behind us and pulling for us, and you know, it was a tough situation to be in. There was a lot of, I feel like the first few innings, there was a lot of delays and stuff, but to see your manager have your back like that, it's pretty cool.
It's not necessarily like I'm not trying to do some master plan to fire people up. I'm just like genuinely outraged at the chain of events that occurred as they occurred. So it was like my job to do that, and my responsibility to kind of advocate on behalf of my team. They took some good swings. Clearly, when Mark McGwire's managing, they hit home runs. So.
Good to see Andy Green. Good to see Andy Green able to make light of the situation. In transaction news, we have a roster move for you guys. Corey Spangenberg placed on the 15-day DL with a strained left quad. He left last night's game. The Padres call up from AAA El Paso, Jamal Weeks, who will be starting today at second base. Coming up from Petco, keep bashing the Bucks, you guys. Let's get it started as Game 2 gets underway here from Petco.
First base umpire has called a balk.
Rock on with your bad self, Will Myers.
Way back and touch ball. Exciting opener to this three-game series last night. The Padres prevailing 5-4. And here comes Drew Pomeranz, and the Padres take the field, and we'll check the Pirates lineup tonight, brought to you by Hyundai. Here's how they'll hit for their manager, Clint Hurdle. Jordy Mercer moves from the bottom of the lineup to the top because they're facing a left-handed pitcher for the first time all season as a starter. Then McCutchen, David Freese, Starling Marte in the cleanup spot. Francisco Cervelli, normally the catcher, a rare opportunity at first base. He told me it's about the 7th time in his major league career he's played at the big bag. Josh Harrison has been eating up Padre pitching. Sean Rodriguez off the bench gets a start in right field, hits 7th. Chris Stewart also gets an opportunity to be in the starting lineup. The veteran catcher, and Jeff Locke will bat 9th.
And the scouting report for the Padres left-hander Drew Pomeranz is brought to you by our good friends at Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Third start for the lefty. He's made some serious progress. Hey, one of the best curveballs around, according to pitching coach Darren Balsley. Fastballs on both sides of the plate. Watch out for the cutter. Hopefully a lot of broken bats tonight against right-handed hitters. That means that cutter is getting in the kitchen.
Big man, 6'6" and 240. Pomeranz from Collierville, Tennessee, and did his college pitching at Ole Miss. He's 1-1 thus far as a Padre. Opposing hitters batting just 189, and we're set to go as Mercer settles in the batter's box. Pomeranz gets his sign from Derek Norris, and the first pitch of the game is in there for a called strike. Young and old here tonight on a Wednesday evening for the middle game of the 3-game series. Pirates start at 7-7, and the Padres at 5-9. There's that breaking ball. Carves its way into the strike zone, 0-2. Mercer, as you saw, hitting .250. And he loops one over shortstop. That'll fall for a base hit. Not hit hard, but it falls in the open grass, and the leadoff man is on. Here's the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Matt Kemp with an assist last night, and a big assist it was as he nailed the runner at the plate, which made a big difference in the game. Jay in center, Upton in left. Rosales and Ramirez on the left side. Weeks, Jamal Weeks for Corey Spangenberg, who's been placed on the DL with that quad injury. Myers at first. Norris behind the plate, and Pomeranz on the mound. Andrew McCutchen, 5-time All-Star. Scored a couple of runs last night, had a single and a walk, struck out a couple of times, and hit into a double play in the late innings. 75 degrees on a typically beautiful April evening here in San Diego.
Yes, he did. Oh, come on now.
First base umpire Quinn Wolcott waves it off.
Andrew McCutchen hitting in the number 2 spot. This was something that Clint Hurdle experimented with in spring training. Does he go?
He checked.
Did he? Check, please.
So Blackney behind the plate with Wolcott, Brian Gorman, the crew chief, and Mark Carlson on the bases. High pop-up.
That's a home
way
run
up there.
Phone booth.
Ramirez, will it come down? Finally, for the first out.
Dick, that's one of the highest infield pops I've seen in a long time.
That was as high as the light standards. So McCutchen retired, and that brings up David Freese, the third baseman. Reminds me of the play last night, Detroit at Houston. Ian Kinsler with Tyler White at the plate and Colby Rasmus at first, let the ball drop to get the force at second to put a slower man on first and eliminate Rasmus. And I guess Brad Ausmus, the manager, works on that spring training. But you don't see it very often, and the fans are going, oh, he dropped that ball. That was such an easy pop fly. How could he not catch it? Well, it was intent. Freese batting .302. Released by the LA Angels in the offseason and signed by the Pirates. Had an RBI single last night, was hit by a pitch, 1 for 4.
You know, when Derek Norris sets up inside to these right-handed hitters, as we take a look at Clint Hurdle, the manager for the Pirates. Check out the trajectory of the pitch if Derek sets up inside. Maybe it's the cutter that's going to try to get into the kitchen to try to induce a grounder. This one's away here.
Up the middle. Oh, a blind stab by Pomeranz. That ball might have gone into center field. Boy, great reactions. He had his back to the plate, just threw down the glove, and the ball hit it for a 1-3 put out.
This ball was hit hard. One hopper. Looks like he got it on the back hamstring area.
No, he didn't get the glove on it then, huh? But he
made
the play.
Look.
Hard to tell.
A lot of moving parts there. Once again, the best athlete on the field, Drew Pomeranz.
That instinctive flag the glove out there. Maybe you'll hit it. So 2 away as Mercer moves into scoring position, and here's the cleanup hitter, Starling Marte. 333 average early. He leads the team in hits and doubles and stolen bases. There's the breaking pitch, the heart of the plate.
And he's got the good feel for that breaking ball, Drew Pomeranz does. One thing he has to avoid, remember last night, even though the Padres won that first inning, a hit batsman, an error, a run, a walk. Too much going on in the base paths. Hopefully you can have a quick inning here and leave that runner stranded.
Another breaking pitch, 1-1.
Dick, you mentioned it earlier, Drew Pomeranz, 6'5", right? 6'6", 6'6". He gets up on top and gets good downward plane and stays pretty tall on his backside. This kid is a horse. He's big.
Every time you see that super slow motion of the pitching delivery, you know why there are Tommy John surgeries. Goodness, the human body, what it can endure. A ball and a strike to Marte. He's been hot the last 11 games, hitting .391. Fastball at 92. So Pomeranz has adjusted his pitching repertoire from last year in Oakland under the guidance of Darren Balsley.
See the 3% of the cutter. It might not seem like a lot, but at certain times he will throw that, and he's up the changeup as well. And as a starter, I like that, incorporating more of his secondary pitches rather than in relief.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Dick, in relief, you come into a ball game, you want to get in there and get out of there. So you really don't have time to set up hitters with a third or a fourth secondary pitch. We just saw another great curveball from Drew Pomeranz to even the count at 2-2.
With 2 outs, you see Mercer leading off from second. And a check swing, strike 3. That's it for the Pirates in the first inning. The San Diego Padres will bring up John Jay, Will Myers, and Matt Kemp in the bottom of the first inning as Pomeranz has his first punch out. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by GMC. By Petco, your complete pet store. By T-Mobile, get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. So Drew Pomeranz gives up a leadoff single, no problems, as he retires McCutchen, Freese, and Marte. And here come the Padres against left-hander Jeff Lott, the 28-year-old from North Conway, New Hampshire. And he sends in a strike at 90 miles an hour to leadoff hitter John Jay. Jay batting .250. .318 in his career against Pittsburgh pitching. And quickly 2-strike advantage to Jeff Lott.
5 plate appearances last night for John Jay aboard 4 of those times.
And he lines a base hit to left field to open the game tonight. McCutchen cuts it off. Jay turns and will put on the brakes as McCutchen gets it in. Fast fielding holds Jay to a long single. Here's the Padres lineup brought to you by Toyota. After Jay, it's Will Myers, Matt Kemp in his usual spot hitting third, Melvin Upton in the cleanup spot. Then Derek Norris, Alexei Ramirez, Adam Rosales hit seventh. Jemile Weeks called up from El Paso with the entry last night to Corey Spangenberg will bat eighth, and then Drew Pomeranz. Myers with a laser home run into the left field bleachers last night, a 2-run shot. His third of the season. And here it is. Weeks washing on that clothesline.
I'll tell you what, you get that power from the lower half, you get that upper half extended, and Will Myers is quite a specimen. I mean, look at the kid. He's huge, he's strong. And he's got that sound of the ball off the bat that's unlike any other. I mean, there are guys that square pitches up and it's got that sound, but with Will Myers, there's that sound, that different, distinct sound.
He's hitting .304 in the last 11 games with 3 home runs. Two balls and a strike with Matt Kemp waiting his turn.
You know, the media guide has Will Myers listed at 6'3". I say poppycock. I think that's got to be 6'4". I think he's taller than 6'3". He's got to be.
Certainly has that.
Doesn't he?
Yeah. That image. Ground ball, 2 hops to third, to second for 1, back to first base. No throw, and Myers replaces Jay. A little more speed now at first base.
Well, they get the lead runner, and now while we have time, the left-hander Jeff Locke. This is our scouting report brought to you by UC San Diego Health. Well, this left-hander, the fastball, changeup, and curveball, he likes to work the fastballs into the right-handers, almost like Drew Pomeranz. So both lefties trying to break some bats, and he works for grounders.
We should do a disclaimer. Mike Pomeranz, our sterling pre- and post-game host, and Drew Pomeranz are not related.
Duly noted.
Matt Kemp fouls it high and not a play off to the right.
Jeff Locke not really overpowering as well. He's going to average about 92 on his fastball.
He's 0-2 against the Padres, Jeff Locke. He lost 7-1 and 5-2 last year. The Redstone Rocket, they call him. Hit to center field. McCutchen back 3 or 4 strides to make the catch. Line drive out off the bat of Kemp brings up Melvin Upton. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirate outfield, the center feature, of course, is McCutchen with Marte in left, and Rodriguez gets a start in right field tonight. Sean Rodriguez on the infield. Freese and Mercer on the left side. Harrison and Cervelli. Cervelli at first base tonight, and Stewart behind the plate. Upton with a runner going. The throw is in time. Myers with a head-first slide. He said he was going to do that this year because that led to his wrist injury and surgery a year ago. And he's nailed on a good throw by the veteran Stewart. We'll see whether or not they're going to challenge it. The way Myers came up, he acted as though he thought he beat the tag. And this is too much time already. At this point, if they haven't challenged, you got to go with the umpire's call.
Well, if he tagged him there, he definitely got him on the back of the jersey before he hit the back. Let's take another look.
Yeah, he did.
He's out.
No question. So that's it for the Padres. We go to the second. No score.
No score as we head to the top of the second. Well, here's an injury report update for you guys when it comes to starter Tyson Ross. As manager Andy Green says, his progress has plateaued. He was scheduled to come off the 15-day DL from a right shoulder strain inflammation today, and that is not happening. He's actually scheduled to have an MRI either tonight or tomorrow at some point. Also, second baseman Corey Spangenberg exiting last night's game with a left quad strain, and they recalled Jamal Weeks from AAA El Paso.
All right, thank you, Julie. And Weeks in the lineup will bat 8th tonight. This is Francisco Cervelli hitting .333, and he rips one into left field for a base hit. Second hit off Drew Pomeranz, leadoff man on once again for the Pirates. Jan Solarte took batting practice and some ground balls at third base. He is improving from that hamstring injury. Spangenberg with a left thigh injury, the muscle pull. He's on the DL. Alexi Amarista is available. He's not in the starting lineup. He has a minor hamstring tug. But the big news is Tyson Ross. Here's going to be the top guy in your rotation. He threw 25 to 75 feet yesterday, and they hope that that might be a sign that he's improving. And he came back, and I guess that's verbal spinning of the situation is that it plateaued, which really is not good news. It's going to be a while. Padres do miss his talent.
Absolutely. And remember last night when we saw Alexi running the bases, remember that, Dick? He was on second base. And
That's why he wasn't
kinda,
full speed.
Gingerly going into third base.
That explains the fact that with 2 outs, he wasn't sprinting home. But he is available tonight, but that hamstring tender, they'd like him not to have to go into the game. Josh Harrison eating up Padre pitching in his career, .365. And he rips that one to short. Ramirez to second for one. Back to first. A double play. Ramirez to Weeks to Myers. 6-4-3. Padres among the leaders in the National League in double plays.
I mentioned pitchers working down in the zone. Pomeranz with that downward plane, and infielders will love their pitcher when they get that ground ball perfectly executed. Well, you got the good infield, you got the through hops, you got the nice feed. Very nice.
Well, Ramirez working with a new partner at second base. The fourth second baseman. He has to adjust to their talents and where they like the ball and the speed which they'll get to the bag. But the veteran Ramirez, he's seen many a second baseman. Just if Weeks has been his partner all season long. That's the 20th double play for the Padres in their 15th game. 20 twin killings.
And remember, Dick, they work together in spring training quite a bit in Peoria. So that's the beauty of spring training. Catchers with pitchers, infielders together, outfielders communicating together. So when they come up to the big leagues, hey, this is nothing new to me. I am familiar with this situation.
You can see Weeks, much like a doubles partner in tennis, behind his back signaling to the outfield what the pitch is being thrown.
Maybe an open hand, closed hand.
Or it could all just be window dressing. Sean Rodriguez 3 for 7 on the season. 2-2 on him. And a full count. One of his 3 hits, a home run. Breaking ball. Ooh. Doesn't get the call from Ryan Blackney. That's the first walk. Pomeranz.
Very few times are you going to get the high strike called on the big breaking ball. Derek Norris sticks it, and according to Fox Tracks, brought to you by Honda, number 6, pitch 6, is a strike. He did not get the call.
So the number 8 hitter is veteran Chris Stewart, the 34-year-old. Playing just 107 games the last 2 years. And hitting well when he gets a chance. 294 2 years ago and 289 last year. That's a strike.
That's firm and 92. And great location from Drew Pomeranz.
Just misses upstairs with the fastball.
You know what I like about that last pitch? First of all, he doubled up. Secondly, he went in a little bit more and up a little bit. That opens so many doors because now he can go back in here, or he can try to dot something down and away right here. Let's see what is in his arsenal here. He's going back in.
High fly ball, shallow in center. Cruising in under it is Jay. And that'll do it for the top of the second inning. No score at Petco. On the right, Brian Gorman, the crew chief, who after last night tossing manager Andy Green his first ejection, said at first we thought that he sped up his motion, so we didn't talk about the hop. That's when we said it wasn't a balk. We had to huddle again because we didn't discuss that the first time, but Clint Hurdle had come out to tell him to discuss it, and that's what made Andy Green upset. During the second huddle, we said, well, since he disengaged, which he did, the rubber before he released the ball, then we called the balk. But Green's argument was that Hurdle came out to tell them because Hurdle had seen it on TV, and Hurdle should have been tossed for coming out and arguing on the balk. So complicated. Melvin Upton leads off the Padres second inning. Shift is on.
And Andy was absolutely right on all accounts.
2 balls and a strike to Upton, who walked 3 times last night and doubled. He's earned that spot as the number 4 hitter. And 3-1. Much more patient, not chasing the pitches out of the strike zone. It's the best in the 2 years he's been in that Padre uniform that we've seen him at the plate. And he walks again. Leadoff walk usually leads to something interesting. First walk from Locke. Well, here is the balk. Now watch the right foot. You can't hop, and there's no question that's a balk. That's not the argument here. It's just how it was handled. Hurdle came out after they said it wasn't a balk and told them, wait, I saw on TV he hopped. Oh, we didn't see that. Now we know. And Green, he got his money's worth. Good on you there, Skipper. That made the evening highlight shows. Derek Norris, home run over the center field fence last night, a 2-run shot, takes strike 1. Well, the leadoff walked up and reminds us that last night Pirate pitching very generous. 10 free tickets, 10 bases on balls, and the Padres couldn't get a single one of those guys around to score. Strike 2. Upton bluffing at first base. Has 4 steals to lead the club.
Once again, the left-hander out on the mound. Locke, if you're going to go, it's going to be that first move. You cannot wait to see if he goes to the plate. It's going to be too late.
We're talking to Derek Norris, and remember last night our conversation that it seems Norris receives more than his share of foul tips into the mask, into the grill. I asked him about it last night. He said, yeah, you're right. 3 times I got it.
Got him good, too.
That second one, he said, especially. And I said, well, now the beard. Do you grow the beard thinking that maybe gives you a little more padding, a little more? He said, no, I don't think. I just like the looks. But he said, what he does do now, it's not the foul tips that are concussive to him. It's when a hitter's big swing, when they release with one hand, comes around and hits you in the back of the head. And that's why he said, I sit farther back from home plate than I used to. You know, some catchers are right, you know, you can touch the hitter's hip.
You're taught to get tucked up underneath the hitter.
And he said, good sense tells me I need to back off a little bit. The more and more hitters do release that one hand and they come sweeping around on the backswing, and that can land right on the back of the coconut. A ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball, fair ball. Nice play at third. The throw across is not in time. Norris beats it out. He came up a little gimpy after hitting the first base bag. Let's keep our fingers crossed that there's not a hamstring pull there. Nice play, says Clint Hurdle, for his third baseman David Freese to take an extra base hit away from Derek Norris. But Norris able to leg it out, and the Padres have the first 2 men out.
You know, my gut reaction as soon as this happened, I thought Derek Norris beat it out. Is it close? Absolutely it is. But it looks like the Pirates are, I've got safe.
I do too.
Well, what a great play. Nice play by David Freese. Not only catching it, but getting up, and a nice stretch. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that stretch. His foot is on the bag, then the glove.
Not bad for a catcher playing first base for only a 7th time in the big leagues.
Doing the splits.
So a chance for San Diego here in the 2nd to take the early lead. Runners aboard with no one out for Alexei Ramirez. Padres score first. They've been very successful, as is usually the case. They're 3-0 when they score first. The reverse of that is the opponents are 9-2 when they score first. Infield looking for 2. Ramirez batting .220, has a couple of runs batted in. Just did paint the inside corner. Upton at second, Norris at first. No one out here, bottom of the 2nd. That was a good pitch. Ramirez backed away, and that may have influenced plate umpire Blackney. Based on our Fox tracks, you could have called that a strike. As you pointed out, though, it's tough to get the high strikes.
Yep.
Actually a better pitch than number 1 that was called a strike.
Trying to jam him.
Ground ball up the middle and through. Here comes Upton around third, and the Padres will take the early lead. 1-0. Alexei Ramirez with his 3rd run batted in this year.
Well, we mentioned that Locke likes to try to work the grounder, but watch how Alexei, he squares this one up. Sure, it's a hard hit ground ball. He stays on that ball nicely. The bat traveling through the hitting zone, flat path, using the center of the diamond and with the speed of Upton Jr. Hey, look at that. The Padres are on the board first.
Good sign, and the leadoff walk does pay off tonight.
That's a tough pitch to stay on top of. A lot of the times, guys will work underneath that pitch and pop it up.
Adam Rosales with that long home run last night. Fouls that one deep into the 2nd tier. It was a giant home run, high and deep, off the bricks of the Western Metal Supply Company, 3rd tier. And that became the difference in the victory, 5-4.
And how important was that throw to home plate from Matt Kemp with that plate to plate that was very close.
It was an intriguing game in many ways, wasn't it?
It really was. It was a good game. Long, but hey, good win.
In case you weren't with us, look at where Rosales hits this one. For a moment, it appeared it was going to go up on the roof of the Western Metal Supply Company, but halfway up that 3rd deck. And then the sprint around the bases. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And the statisticians measured the time it took Rosales to circle the bases. It's the 2nd fastest home run. Can't call that a trot, a sprint. Billy Hamilton of the Reds, who's about as fast as they come, he also likes to race around when he hits a rare home run. It's almost like the ones that don't hit a lot of home runs, they want to hurry up and get in that dugout before someone says, no, we're not going to count that one.
Well, the one guy that sticks out in my mind was Matt Williams back in the day. He did not sprint like Rosales, but he gave a firm run trot around the bases.
Inside, and the count is full.
And when he watched it, or when he hit it rather, he didn't watch it. He didn't sit back and admire it. Contact, follow through, drop the bat, gotta go. That's the way he played the game. Loved it.
Williams now, former manager of the Nationals, the 3rd base coach with the Diamondbacks. Runners lead away. Ground ball, just foul. I think it's an appropriate time to talk, Mark Grant, about our keys to the game tonight. Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
You ask and you shall receive, Mr. Enberg. Hey, lock up the lefty. Jeff Locke, lefty, lock him up, put him away early. Throw away the key even.
And how about the Dingers?
Dingers.
Oh, Dingers.
Yeah. Derek Norris, Will Myers, home runs last night. Adam Rosales. Chicks dig the long ball.
Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. A walk, infield hit, single to drive in a run, another walk, still no one out. And Locke and the Pirates in trouble here as Stewart, the veteran catcher, goes out to try to settle the left-hander. Jemile Weeks called up from El Paso with the Chihuahuas. He was hitting .306, 3 triples. And in the Cactus League, remember, he was torrid. He had .340 during the spring training.
A kid who can do so many things for Andy Green and the Padres. You can plug him in a lot of places.
And he's a switch hitter, so you get a bat that can go against both lefties and righties.
Boy, a great opportunity for him right here with the sacks full.
Former #1 pick out of the University of Miami. Take strike 1.
All right, strike 1 is okay, I've always thought in this situation. Pitcher still has to come to you. The pressure is all on Locke.
Oh, and 2.
Look like a changeup. Locke will throw that changeup. A lot of the time going down and away, sometimes it'll even act as like a slider, but the main thing about that last pitch, it worked down, just out of the zone.
Tough man to double up Weeks. He has excellent speed. Infield back. Ground ball to 3rd. Under the glove of Freeze. 1 run scores, and holding at 2nd is Ramirez, or third is Ramirez. Now the ball gets away, and a good stop by Stewart to keep the runners in position. So 1 run scores. Everyone moves up 90. It's 2-0 as Norris comes in. And we'll see how they score. That ground ball hit sharply, but under the glove of Freese.
That's a very makeable play for Freese. He's just got to go. Yeah, I think that's a makeable play.
Yeah, the official score calls this a hit.
You're kidding me.
That's the initial reaction.
I mean, hey, good for Jamal Weeks, but my goodness gracious. That's a big league veteran third baseman, takes 2 steps to his left, and he can't come up with it.
Bases remain loaded, Mark Grant.
Hey, the main thing is the Padres got a 2 up there, now in the R column.
Ramirez at third, Rosales at second, Weeks at first, and Pomeranz, the pitcher, with a chance to help his own cause. Ray Searage, the pitching coach for the Buccaneers, goes out to try to give Locke some advice. What we've seen of Pomeranz swinging the bat, he's not bad.
No, he gets that frame going, gets extended, he can do some damage possibly.
1 for 4 so far as a hitter. Walk, single, single, walk, single for the Padres, and a 2-0 lead. Line foul. Well, that will put some foam on your beer the way that one screamed in there.
Let's check out the cut. A little tardy there, Drew, but that's okay. Hey, they're playing shallow in right field. If he squares one up down that line, could be over the head of Sean Rodriguez.
0-2. Leadoff hitter John Jay waits his turn. Padre over every pillow, and 2 on the board here in the second.
Breaking ball. Yep. Change up.
Just a little low, not by much.
Well, if there's any reason, as John Jay waits on deck, to throw Pomeranz a fastball for a strike. He's got such confidence in that changeup. He'll probably throw it again right here.
And he strikes him out on the changeup. First strikeout, Jeff Locke. And to the top of the order, John Jay, who singled in the first inning.
Well, back in the day, back in the 70s, there was a pitcher, left-hander, that had a pretty good changeup, and he also had the hair of Jeff Locke. Ross Grimsley. He's going Ross Grimsley on us with the hairdo and the changeup. Slow, slower, and slowest was the book on the former left-hand. Well, he's still a left-hander, Ross Grimsley.
He had the good salad too.
Yeah, he did.
Right, just did catch a piece of that inside corner.
Let's see if John Jay tries to go the other way once again. With that said, there is a big hole on the infield between Freese and Mercer, and the outfield is shifting over towards that left field line.
Long inning for Locke. 30th pitch coming up. 0-2, another changeup.
He loves that changeup. He might even spun up a little curveball right there at 83. Any way you look at it, good off speed, good location.
Drafted back 10 years ago by Atlanta in the second round. Locke out of New Hampshire. Fouled at the plate. Got the nickname the Redstone Rocket for his fastball, and his hometown Redstone section in New Hampshire, North Conway. Jay staying alive. Had 3 hits last night. Singles to open the Padre half of the first inning tonight. He was on base 4 times, 5 plate appearances, a walk and 3 singles, Jay.
Yeah, playing all those games as a Redbird in the same division as those Pirates. 89 games. Nice numbers for John Jay.
Ground ball left side by Freese. Bobbled by the shortstop Mercer. Another run scores. And the bases remain loaded. 3-0 San Diego. That was going to be a tough play for Mercer. Once it got by Freeze, he was going to have to try to backhand and hopefully whirl and throw to second to get a force. And bobbled it. Everyone's safe. We'll see how the official score rules this one.
Now this one I think is going to go down as an infield hit because Freeze has got to dive, not even close, and then it's like you said, Dick. Even if that ball is caught cleanly, you know, even going the short way, there's nobody covering third base. So, hey, the Padres adding on here.
It is an infield hit and an RBI for John Jay, his 7th of the season.
How about this little nugget? Block, 5 0-2 counts tonight, 4 hits and a strikeout. He's not putting them away.
8th man to bat in the 2nd inning. Will Myers, an agonizing inning for Cliff Hurdles. You saw him. None of the balls really hit that hard. Most of them on the infield. 3 infield hits and a couple of walks, producing 3 runs.
Just put the ball in play and take your chances. Things are going the way for the Padres early on.
Rosales now at third, Weeks at second, and Jay at first. Myers safe on a fielder's choice his first time. Grounds this one foul past third. Really working out David Freeze in the inning, aren't they? Made a terrific play on the ball hit by Norris, almost threw him out, took double away, and then he's had a couple hit at him that could have been ruled an error, but both scored as base hits. Foul tip, 2-2. So as we told you, Locke had trouble putting away the Padre hitters last year, losing 7-1 and 5-2, an ERA of 10. And the Padres have beaten them up with paper cut singles here in the 2nd. So often all those infield hits, somebody gets up and really tags one. Let's see if Myers has it in his bat. And it's 3-2. Matt Kemp waits.
Padres have been doing a good job putting together some good at-bats early on in this game.
Long inning for Jeff Locke. Ground ball right side, glove by Cervelli. Is anyone covering in time? No! Bases are loaded. Another run scores. Well, there you have an inexperienced first baseman. Cervelli, the regular catcher, hesitated on the throw to second. Locke was a bit late covering at first and hustling up the line. Myers with another infield hit.
Cervelli's thinking second base on this one, but by that time, can't go there. Where's my pitcher? He gets there late, and Will Myers beats him out. And he'll even call himself safe. That's good hustle by number 4.
Incredible inning with 4 infield hits and a couple of walks. And the Padres are leading 4-0. 9th man to bat. Mike Kemp, he lined to center field his first time. Strike one at the knees.
Hey, and still only 1 out. A nice breather for Drew Pomeranz, protecting that paycheck, that left arm.
Pomeranz striking out is the only out recorded in the inning as the Padres have hit around. 6 slams in his career for Matt. Oh, 55-footer there, 1-1. All started with that leadoff walk.
Absolutely, and look at the pitch count, Dick. That walk leading to 39 pitches this inning. That is a workout.
Number 40 coming up. Melvin Upton started the inning with a leadoff walk. Ground ball, another ground ball to third. There's one, back to first, a double play. So a 5-4-3 double play bails out luck, but not until the Padres have hit around. 5 hits, 4 of them infield hits, 4-run score, and the Padres have the early lead. And welcome back. Top of the third, 4-0 Padres, and Jeff Locke leads off the top of the third. The kind of inning, those base hits, that'll have a pitcher talking to himself.
Oh, look at that hammer.
Locke is 0 for 3 this year in his career, hitting well under 100. And a weak wave there. Second strikeout, Pomeranz. Brings up Jordy Mercer, the leadoff hitter. He singled. Opened the ball game.
How about a quick inning here for Drew Pomeranz after the Padres drop in a 4 spot in the bottom of the second, get right back in that dugout. They go to Hackett again. There's Fuego G on the left. James Shields talking with Corey Spangenberg.
Spangenberg, if you weren't with us earlier, placed on the disabled list. His head first slide into first base. We don't know when he injured that thigh muscle, the quad, that it's serious enough that he's been placed on the 15-day recovery list. And 2.
Oh, and you know what? Drew Pomeranz could probably close his eyes and throw that breaking ball. He is locked in. No pun intended. Let's take a look. Get up on top. Pull it down. Be aggressive with it. Nose to toes. Throw another one.
He hit in the dirt. 1 and 2.
And that's where Derek Norris really has to be on his game. 2 strikes. He's going to bounce it. Got to keep it in front of him. He did a nice job right there.
Bounces another. 2 and 2.
Okay, Professor, I've got a baseball question for you. Because 2 stories, or 2 sides of the story. Do you call it a bat around when 9 guys or 10 guys come to the plate? Because I call it when it's 10.
Yeah, I've always thought 9.
See, that's what's great about baseball.
They've hit around. They've hit around. Everyone got a chance to hit in the inning, so they've hit around.
Okay. I've always thought it was 10. And then, like I said, you asked 10 different people. Guy rocking the 24-ounce and going home with a souvenir.
And 9 will say it's when they hit around a 9, and one guy will say 10.
Right.
You.
Right.
But you may be right. Ooh. Safe at first base. Mercer has a 2-for-2 night going. Tough play for Rosales. Did the best he could.
He most certainly did.
Swinging bunt single. Boy, that seems to be the hit of the night. Infield. A lot of worm killers going on here.
Yeah, I think Will Myers may have taken that stride at first base with the wrong leg. Kind of just looked awkward to me as I saw it initially.
McCutchen popped to short. I mean, a major league pop fly to short. His first time.
Okay, Will Myers, right-handed thrower. He's going to have his right foot on the bag. He's got his left foot on the bag. He can get more extended. It looks like if he went the other way, but.
Well, with the right foot on the bag, would he be able to step with his left foot toward the throw?
Yeah.
And that might have made the difference. Try to get 2 runs on one swing, McCutchen.
I like how Drew Pomeranz works quickly as well. McCutchen looking for the sign, but Drew, he's ready to go. He's up on that rubber, ready to go.
One and 2, and it's time now for the Let's Motor Player Profile, brought to you by BMW Mini. Highest average since 2012. McCutchen 4th best in the big leagues. Cabrera, Posey, Beltran, and Altuve. Not that close, but McCutchen, he crowds the plate. 2 and 2. Well spoken. I enjoyed Mike Pomeranz's interview with him on Padres Live last night after the game.
Good stuff, wasn't it?
It really was.
Good kid.
I think we have some clips from that we'll share with you in the telecast tonight. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Another breaking ball strikeout. Gets a tough hitter for the second out.
When Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, said he's got one of the better curveballs in baseball, he was right.
That one came from Orange County.
And burying it nicely down and into the righties. Yeah, that'll bring a smile to any pitching coach's face.
David Freese hit a sharp comebacker to the mound that was blocked by Pomeranz and threw him out in the first inning. Inside.
And you know, Dick, that curveball from Pomeranz, it's making that 92 mile an hour here look like 102. It's just tough to square up, especially if he locates it.
Freese, drafted by the Padres 10 years ago, 9th round. That's in there at the knees.
And you see the pitching breakdown. Look at the percentages. There was a breaking ball that last pitch, 52% the breaking ball, fastball at 45, and coming in at show is the off speed, possibly the changeup at 3%.
Well, even throughout the Cactus League schedule, there was a question whether Pomeranz would be a starter or reliever. Mostly out of the bullpen last year with the Oakland A's. He had only 9 starts in 53 games. Overall, he was 5-6 with a 3.66 ERA. The entry to Tyson Ross pushed him into the rotation. Looks like he belongs there. With a lucky 13 on his back. Swing and a miss. 2 and 2.
It's worth another look. The delivery from the left-hander gets up on top. It's the spike knuckle curve. Look at the finger up on the ball there. Get up over there. And look at how the arm pronates. Once he gets out of that arm pronates in, and like Dick mentioned earlier, a lot of torque on that arm for any pitcher.
And the count full as Pomeranz a pitch away from striking out the side here in the 3rd. Mercer will be off with the pitch. Padres with a 4-0 early lead. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeouts of Locke, McCutchen, and Freeze as Pomeranz, that breaking ball. A wicked pitch, and then he complements that with a fastball. Swing and a miss. The 4-0 lead come to bat here in the 3rd inning. It'll be Melvin Upton who started the 2nd with a leadoff walk, and that led to 4 Padre runs. Ground ball to 3rd. Boy, they're working out Freeze over there, the hot corner. The throw across in time for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out, and it's time now for our memorable moment in Padres history, brought to you by Geico. Recent history last year in May. Padres catcher Derek Norris, a walk-off grand slam home run against the Pirates. Padres catcher became the first major league player since 1900 to hit a walk-off grand slam after striking out 4 times. That'll get you a victory bath.
So it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And a guy who, it could be the worst at-bat of the night, but Derek Norris has got one job, that's to control the pitching staff behind the plate. And then anything else is gravy, and that was some serious gravy, that grand slam.
Norris clubbed one down the 3rd baseline. Nice play made by Freeze to backhand it to take a double away from him, but a long throw across, and Norris with his speed beat it out for one of the 4 infield hits in the 2nd inning. Combined with a couple of walks and a single by Ramirez through the infield for the Padres 4 runs. Two balls and a strike. Padres start tonight 3 games behind the co-leaders, the Rockies and Dodgers, 8 and 6. Then Arizona 7 and 8, tied with the Giants. And with the Padres just 3 off the lead. Inside, and a full count. There you have it. The Dodgers have 1, so they move up to 9 and 6, and Colorado has lost. So men in blue now on first place by a game. Line, fair ball into the left field corner. Freeze couldn't get that one. Digging it out is Marte, and coasting into second with a 2-bagger, Derek Norris. He's 2 for 2.
How many times this series in the 2 games we've seen hitters flirt with that left field foul line? Oh, Derek Norris catching it out in front, putting a good swing on it, just out enough to where it hits right on the line.
Well measured.
Yes, sir.
Norris, who had a bundle of doubles last year, led the team, led catchers in the National League in 2 base hits. Ramirez singled in a run in the last inning. He's got another base hit. That's going to get another run home as Norris rounds third. The ball gets by McCutchen. Hustling around second is Ramirez, and he'll make it to third as the throw comes in, and the Padres lead 5-0. You don't see that very often. Andrew McCutchen out in center field as that ball get by him. Single and a 2-base error.
I think Andrew did the old slide to try to prevent that ball from getting through, and it backfired on him there. That, you know what?
They're going to call that a triple, and I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Double triple with one out here in the third.
Never broke stride.
And the infield will come in with third baseman Adam Rosales. He walked and scored in the last inning. Ground ball up the middle and throw. Another run comes home. 6-0 Padres as Ramirez checks in. Rosales with his 4th RBI. That's the infield tight hitter's delight. That ball wasn't hit that hard, but not much time to react for Mercer at shortstop.
Hey, swinging early as well. We saw the great swing last night on that home run. And with the infield in, it just hit the ball hard on the line or on the ground, and it pays dividends for Adam Rosales.
A dour expression there by Clint Hurdle as his team has fallen behind by a half dozen. 6 runs and 9 hits for the Padres. They're finding the holes tonight. Here's Jamal Weeks credited with an infield hit. His first time to third base and an RBI. Alexei Ramirez with an RBI single and RBI triple, and he scored 2 runs. Rosales at first base, 1 out.
You know how fun it is in that dugout when you put up a 4 spot in the second, 2 in the third, and it's still only 1 out. You have a base runner. Oh yeah, it's fun all the way around the ballpark, especially when you get a foul ball. But a lot of fun for these Padres. Just itching to get up to that plate and try to contribute.
Well, they've had their lean times early in this season, having difficulty scoring runs. 5 shutouts the first 10, but exploding 3 home runs last night and using the holes tonight. Is that ball? They don't know where it is. Stewart can't find it. Let's see whether or not that ball called by plate umpire Blackley, and takes the ball out of play, and on to second goes Rosales on the wild pitch.
Hey, Stewart up to his right. Does he get caught in some equipment? Oh, okay, then it comes out the backside there. Does it hit the umpire? Kind of tough to tell, but hey, free 90 feet. Runner in scoring position.
And Weeks goes down swinging. 2 away, and Drew Pomeranz, the pitcher, comes up.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Pomeranz struck out swinging the first time. The Pirates, this is the second game of 16 consecutive games that they'll be playing before they get a day off. And last night their starter Liriano went just 4 1/3, and Lott isn't likely to go too far tonight. That'll kill the bullpen. 55 pitches for the left-hander Locke. Viriano admitted he just didn't seem right last night. He's been battling a hamstring. Was not sharp. He walked 5 of the 10 bases on balls received by the Padre hitters last night.
Well, in this early part of the season, the Pirate bullpen 11th in the National League ERA, 4.7. So the sooner they can get into that again, works to the Padres' advantage.
I was going to see Cole tomorrow night. There he is, former UCLA All-America on college night. $10 for you collegians. Ground ball left side and throw. Pomeranz joins the party. Here comes the runner Rosales to score. It's 7-0. Oh my. Pomeranz with his first Padre RBI chases Rosales home.
Well, the one thing that sticks out in my mind early in this ball game, not only the runs, and that's fun, but the Padre hitters avoiding strikeouts. Only 2 strikeouts tonight. Drew Pomeranz in the 2nd inning. Jamal Weeks just before that base hit. The Padres are putting together good at-bats. They're putting the ball in play. And you know what? Infield hits are infield hits. So hang with them. It's part of the game. Some are finding the hole. And they're leading 7-0.
Yeah, we've seen the Padres in games this year where they're hitting blistering line drives with right to a glove for out. So they say it evens out. This is one of those games where everything seems to find a hole.
Yep.
7-0, and back to the leadoff hitter John Jay, who has a couple of hits, an infield hit the last time and an RBI. Pomeranz helping himself. See now, if Mike Pomeranz,
I was just thinking the same thing.
Anyone that with any sense at all would have picked Drew Pomeranz is in the pick the stick game we have.
If the Padres ever get a player with the last name Grant, believe me, pitcher, it doesn't matter. He could not be starting that night. I'm still going to pick him.
Yeah, of course you would. He's really stubborn, that Mike Pomeranz, isn't
he? He really is. But he does a great job on the pre and post game show.
So we can forgive him?
Absolutely. It's all about forgiveness.
John Jay trying to keep this 3rd inning going. And with a 7-0 lead, Clint Hurdle does not have the bullpen busy. He's probably going to wait till it's time for Locke to hit. And that's a good distance away. So, with a 7-0 advantage going to the Padres, that bullpen is not up. And ball 4, but Locke is struggling indeed.
MLB is in full swing, folks, and tomorrow Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take on division rival and reigning World Series champion Kansas City Royals at 3:30 p.m. Pacific in a game you can only see on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Get your baseball fix on Fox.
So tomorrow we get some national action, and then of course we hope you'll join us. It's an hour earlier tomorrow, a 6:10 game, so we'll be on the air with Padres Live, the pregame show at 5:30. James Shields will go for the Padres, looking for his first win of the season.
Well, Jeff Locke has been more like Loch Ness tonight. Quite a mystery. Never seemed to find that monster.
Myers, one of the 4 infield hits and an RBI in the last inning, and the Padres now bring the 8th man to bat in this inning after batting around the last inning, and finally now Pittsburgh has a man getting loose.
Oh, how cute. And bringing the glove. They're teaching her well. Looks like they already got a foul ball that came their way.
2 on, 2 out, 3 runs home here in the 3rd. And a wobbly start for Jeff Locke.
Yeah, you can see it in the body language. Who says Santa Claus isn't a Padre fan?
He's a regular Santa. You know, where's his? He's up to date. He's got the new All-Star look with the blue and yellow.
It's his time off.
Jersey.
Enjoying a big league ball game.
Ground ball toward deep short. The throw's going to go to third for the force, and the inning comes to an end. The Padres, however, a one-out double from Derek Norris, followed by the triple Ramirez. That's one run home. Then Ramirez scores on Rosales' single. And Drew Pomeranz, the pitcher, says, how about me? I can knock in a run as well. And the Padres score 3 and lead 7-0.
The trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. We're going to flash back to last night in the 4th inning. Remember this ground ball to the right side? Okay, everybody's moving. Matt Kemp gets in a good firing position. Here's the throw to the plate. Now Derek Norris has to leap. He catches the ball cleanly. Very close. The call was safe. Overturned by the Padres. They got the out, and that proved to be a big run, Professor.
That's right, as the Padres managed a 5-4 victory in the opening game of this 3-game series. Drew Pomeranz with an RBI single, back to work on the mound. He'll face Marte, Cervelli, and Harrison, the middle 3 in the Pirates order. Marte struck out, one of 4 punch-outs for Pomeranz through the first 3 innings. He's peppering the strike zone. 50th pitch. Hall of Famer Dave Winfield with us tonight at Petco Park, there with President and CEO Mike D. They're enjoying the 7-0 lead. And another strikeout. That's 3 in a row for Pomeranz and 5 on the evening.
He's got the yacker working, and look at the glove of Derek Norris. He's not only throwing a good one, but he's got the great location as well. Strikeout per 9 innings. NL leaders now, top 5. Drew Pomeranz along with Fernandez, Velasquez, Syndergaard, and Conley.
Well, his first 11 innings of this season in 2 appearances, 15 strikeouts. 5 more tonight, 20 strikeouts in 14 in the 3rd innings. Cervelli singled through the hole, one of 3 base hits for the Bucks tonight. Nothing but strikes from the left hand.
And working quickly.
inside, 1-2.
Is it a beanie night? Is it that cold at the ball yard?
No, that's just a fashion statement.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good looking beanie right there. I got to get me one of those.
Curveball just a bit high, 2-2.
Are you a beanie guy?
Yeah,
How do you
out
keep
of
the-
necessity. You
how
know,
do you
back
keep
in
the-
Michigan, you know, that gets under 0. You got to keep the noggin as warm as you can. You know, it's the key to staying warm. You got to keep your head warm.
80% of your body heat comes out through your head.
And yeah, it's a valuable piece of equipment in cold weather. And here, not many snowstorms of late here in San Diego. Never know. El Nino, we're going to get all those rains. You better fix your roof and all that. We have less rain this year than the drought year of the last 5. But if we hit 7 inches of rain all season, I don't think so. Full count to Cervelli.
Fastball away.
Way away. And that is the second walk from Pomeranz. Tonight's game presented by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. Final game of the 3-game series tomorrow night, 5:30 for our Fox Sports San Diego Padres pregame show. James Shields be on the mound for San Diego against Garrett Cole. Cole 0-2, looking for his first win. There's Big James. And then it'll be the Redbirds flying into town. St. Louis Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Part of our Fox Sports San Diego team, Clay Hensley, joins us down by the Padre dugout. And Clay, first of all, good evening.
How you guys doing?
Good. I've got a question for you.
All right.
We talked about the beanies and we talked about baseball, how it's changed. Would you be a wearer of the hoodie if it was vogue back in your day?
I've just never, for whatever reason, been a hoodie guy. The only time I ever really wear a hoodie, I think, is when I go hunting. And if I'm wearing a beanie, it better be camo.
I'm a big fan of the hoodie.
You like the hoodie, right?
I do. And I think if I were playing today, I would incorporate the hoodie because you don't have to wear your jersey underneath, so that saves on water and electricity. When
so you're green. You're green here.
I'm going green.
I like it. Would you wear the beanie under the hoodie?
Harrison flies this one. That'll sail toward the seats and out of play. Well, you pitched in San Francisco. Didn't you use the hoodie up there or just the big heavy jacket?
You know what? Actually, you got me there. San Francisco in the summer, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's crazy because you'll go out during the day, you'll go grab some lunch before the game, walk around the city or whatever, and it's like, 75, 72 degrees, and come second inning, it's 40 degrees every night. One of the toughest places to pitch. If you talk to a lot of hitters, too, that play there, it's a tough place to hit, too.
Yeah.
0-2 to Harrison, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's 6 now for Pomeranz. 2 away.
Well, the cold weather doesn't seem to affect this left-hander, Drew Pomeranz, because the way he's throwing, the Pirate bats are cold. High fastball, going up the ladder, pulling that curveball. Oh, he's tying them up nicely. So chalk up another one for the left-hander.
That'll bring up Sean Rodriguez. 6 punch-outs. How about the bad luck pitching? Great luck for the Padres with their hitting, but an inning with 4 infield hits and a couple of walks, and the Padres scored 4 times in the second. Every pitcher has one of those. Hard to erase that from the memory bank, huh, Clay?
Yeah, that's a tough one. But, hey, look, we were talking about it last night, how it was just the home runs that got us. It's some timely hitting, taking advantage of the walks tonight.
Finding the holes. Just got to hope that if you're on the mound that some of those shots will go to a glove. A ball and a strike. Rodriguez walked his only time up. Comes back with an 87-mile-an-hour. What was that? A cutter, maybe? Not a high-velocity fastball.
Yeah, it might have been a cut fastball. It was at 88. Had some late movement to it. Cutting action.
Pomeranz struck out the side in the third. Pitch away from duplicating that in the fourth. And so it is. Wow. 7 strikeouts through 4 innings, plus an RBI single for Drew Pomeranz. That breaking ball is wicked tonight. Baseball brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club card today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. Padres come up in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading 7-0. They've out-hit the Buccaneers 10-3. Drew Pomeranz, a very impressive performance with 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. Matt Kemp starts things in the Padre 4th. He's lined to center and grounded into a sharp 5-4-3 double play. That ball is drilled to deep left center field. Watch how far it goes. Touch 'em all. Number 5 for Matt Kemp, and the Padres extend their lead to 8-0.
Everybody's getting into the act. Talked to Mark McGuire the other day, and he said one of the keys for any hitter, look at the stiff front leg. Get it out, get it down, stiffen it up, power up the pole. And this ball is
almost over the bullpen wall. The only Padre without a hit at this point, Melvin Upton. He did walk and score the first time out, grounded out the last. Everyone else, including Pomeranz, who had the base knock. 1-1 the count. Upton grounded to third his last time. Padre later in home runs, Matt Kemp with 5. Bounces that one well in front of the plate.
There's no telling that Matt Kemp swings the bat like that, and it rubs off on the other hitters on this Padres lineup. Who knows? I mean, remember last year the drought. You talked about the drought earlier, Dick. And we all know what Matt Kemp went through early last year.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that he didn't hit his second home run till June. Here he is on April 20th with 5 this year. Full count to Upton. They measured that home run, one of the longest of the season here at Petco, 441 feet. That's fouled off to the right. The longest home run, excuse me, Mark, the longest home run ever hit here at Petco Park, 458 feet, 458 by Adrian Gonzalez in 2009. So at 441, he's close to the long distance honors. Ball 4. What is it about Upton? That's the 5th walk in the 2 games of this series.
Well, danger zone here in the 4th inning for Locke, and it started off with the Kemp home run. Watch the stiff front leg right there, okay? And Mark McGuire's telling me the other day it generates power up to the upper half. So you get that swing path going, you get the power of the bat, and launch time, we have liftoff. And hitters like Matt Kemp, I mean, they crush mistakes. That's the good sign also about that swing. He took a fastball right in the middle, and he crushed a mistake.
Clint Hurdle with a mercy mission to finally bring in relief for Jeff Locke, who leaves the game giving up 8 runs in only 3 innings of pitching. We'll be right back. To nothing here in the 4th inning, and it's time now for the San Diego fans of the game. Lots of opportunity for them to cheer the home side. 8 runs and 11 hits, and Kemp with a home run here in the 4th. Having a good time.
Yeah. Playing some great music, doing some dancing.
Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Kyle Lobstein comes in for the Pirates. 4 games. He's allowed a run in each of those 4 games.
And Lobstein, 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup, cutter, curveball. Not a hard thrower, high 80s. He's really got to rely on location. 379 clip against right-handers. And here's a right-hander in Derek Norris.
And he lines it to the shortstop, Mercer, and back to first goes Upton. Boy, Norris already with an infield hit and a ringing double, flirts with another hit.
Mercer nearly overran that ball to his left. Watch how he moves to his left. And he has to reach across his body because that ball is hit so hard and hooking.
Talk about squaring it up. He almost squared the ball to hit it so solidly on the sweet spot. That ball hit about as hard as any all night, and most of the hits for the Padres, with the exception of Matt Kemp's home run, not drilled quite as hard, but that's how it goes. Ramirez 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and 2 knocked in with a single and a triple tonight. And he pops this one up into shallow left center. A long run, McCutchen. He'll get there. And the inning comes. Oh no, that's just the 2nd out. And brings up Adam Rosales. A couple of quick outs. Kyle Lobstein, the high school in Flagstaff, Arizona. That's where your son is now, isn't it?
Yeah. Andrew's a lumberjack up at NAU, loving life at 8,000 feet.
Best years of a young man and young woman's life, those collegiate years. You want to embrace them because they go by quickly.
Now, is he wearing a beanie over there?
Oh, yeah, he's big into the beanies. Yes, he is. You betcha.
Fall semester for sure.
They had snow a couple days ago. Yeah.
Rosales has scored a couple of runs. He walked and scored in the third, singled in a run, and scored in the fourth. Or second and third. Boy, the Padres almost going through the lineup 3 times in just 4 innings. Right at the shortstop. Mercer gets the force at second. And that'll do it for San Diego in the 4th inning, but they get a run on the leadoff home run. Matt Kemp squares it up. Number 5 for the Padre right fielder. It's 8-0. Harris game summary. The Padres using a rash of scratch singles in the 2nd inning as they scored 4 times. That by John Jay, and Will Myers hustles this one into another RBI infield hit. A 4-0 lead. And then in the 3rd inning, Alexei Ramirez triples to left center by Andrew McCutchen. And then Matt Kemp leads off the 4th inning with a long home run to center field, and the Padres have an 8-0 lead behind Drew Pomeranz, who has struck out the side in the 3rd, struck out the side in the 4th. A total of 7 in the game. Chris Stewart fly to center, his first time up. Pitcher spot due after Stewart. We'll see if Clint Hurdle goes to his bench. Lobstein is in the on-deck circle, so apparently they're going to go with a pitcher. An 8-0 lead. Don't want to wear out that bullpen. His career high 8 strikeouts, accomplished twice. Struck out 8 in Philadelphia last start, and he walks the leadoff man Stewart. 3rd walk.
Well, the Padres scoring 8 up to this point, but the story from the Hill is the curveball from Drew Pomeranz. Boy, he is getting up on top. He is pulling that cord, getting great rotation, great bite, great tilt to it, and throwing it exactly where the glove of Derek Norris is. He's doing a fine job locating it.
He could stand on market, on the corner market in Tampa, and throw it around the corner. Lobstein up there to try to move the runner along. A rare major league at bat for Lobstein. We're guessing his first ever. Didn't miss by much. 1-1. Beautiful baseball evening in our fine city. Bunted in the air all the way into the crowd. This is indeed Kyle Lobstein's first Major League plate appearance. You can tell his friends and family he hit one out.
Absolutely.
At Petco Park. That's the good news. The bad news, he was bunting. Squares with 2 strikes. It's in there. Another curveball right in the sweet spot. That was center cut. 8 strikeouts for Pomeranz to match his career high.
Hey, I know that was the pitcher up there, but, you know, just eliminate the hitter. Look at the break of this. I mean, that's the old jelly legger. It starts at the shoulder, ends up at the kneecaps. Yeah, chalk up another one.
One out here in the 5th, top of the order, Jordy Mercer. He's touched up Pomeranz for 2 of the 3 hits. A tailing fastball.
See, that's the pitch right there, though, guys. You know, you're talking about the curveball, and we touched on this a little bit in the pregame show about how it stays on the same plane, but that fastball is what's setting it up, and he's been getting ahead of the hitters with that fastball all night.
High fly ball, left field. Upton eases his way under and squeezes the second out.
Here's what I noticed on that last pitch. I mean, this pitch is a fat one. I mean, it's a fastball right down the middle. But like Clay mentioned, all the other pitches, when you're controlling the curveball and dotting the fastball in, and you get that fat fastball, it's tough to square it up and catch up to it. He might have the breaking ball in the back of his mind. He's out in front of it a little bit, working underneath it, hence the pop-up for the easy out.
And speaking of pop-ups, Andrew McCutchen hit about as high a pop-up as you'll ever see his first time up. Finally came down in the glove of Ramirez at shortstop. Struck out his last time. Outside, off speed, threw him a change. Speaking of that breaking ball, Clay, and you pitchers have your own admiration society, and you've seen a lot of men throw that number 2 pitch. Can you come up with a pitcher that you thought had the biggest, sharpest breaking ball? Watch out, that one aimed right at you.
I was just about to roll it up. Did you see that? Did you see the footwork right there? And I'm even sitting down. Unbelievable. I knew I was going to catch one here soon. No, you know, a lot of guys kind of stick out of my mind. You know, one of the ones that I like to watch a lot, you know, Wainwright had an unbelievable curveball, I thought. He had that arm angle. You know, he didn't go over the top with it or pull off with it. It was the same thing, similar to Pomeranz, where it just stayed on the same plane with the fastball.
And speaking of Adam Wainwright, we'll see him on Friday night when he goes against Andrew Cashner in the first game of the St. Louis series. And here's that late swing by McCutchen coming right at a slow motion camera.
That's right next to my nose.
There's Stu working the camera there.
It's an expensive piece of equipment right there. You better throw your body in front of those line drives.
I'm trying.
Love the Phantom cam.
Another big swing by McCutchen, fouls it back.
Trying to think who else had a really just unbelievable curveball.
Right. For me, it was Mark Davis, the left-hander who won the Cy Young Award for the Padres back in 1989.
Yeah.
Bert Blyleven had a darn good one.
Yes, he did.
Nolan Ryan, whenever he started getting his, man, that was unbelievable too.
Oh, that was a jelly legger indeed. Yeah, so in that St. Louis series, Cashner and Wainwright Friday night, Berlin and Walk on Saturday, and Ray and Mike Leake on Sunday. Hope you're making your ticket plans, or the Padres go back out on the road. A 1-2 pitch again. He has to skip away from ball 2. Again, Pomeranz with 8 strikeouts tonight, matching his career high. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Stewart, the leadoff man, with a walk at first base. Here they are. Count them up. Ocho. And he gets McCutchen for his career high 9th strikeout. 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 more here in the 5th inning. Oh my. Quite a night for Drew Pomeranz.
You know, he knew he was gifted, but he also knew that he could improve and that he could get better. So, you know, when he brought along, you know, getting the VCRs and basically, you know, taping everything so he could watch his good at bats, he could watch his at bats that he really liked, and he would save those. You know, he was ahead of his time.
Andrew McCutchen with his salute to our great Tony Gwynn. He also mentioned that his favorite player growing up was Ken Griffey. Even though Griffey, a left-handed hitter, he was right. He tried to copy everything that Griffey, who goes into Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame this summer.
How about that swing?
Oh, one of the prettiest.
Jamal Weeks fouls that away. He tonight has an infield hit and an RBI coming up from El Paso, and he struck out the last time. By the way, Drew Pomeranz with the 9 strikeouts. That's also a high for a Padre pitcher this year. Just did nick the uniform. Spinning away. Lobstein allows his first base runner. That'll bring up Pomeranz.
Keep adding on any way you can. Let's watch this ball get right on the armpit there. That's why they wear the baggy unis. You a baggy uni guy there, Clay Hensley?
Well, I mean, being 4'2", everything was baggy.
It's a conspiracy against you pitchers. Swing and a miss. Pomeranz, who has struck out and singled in a run tonight.
Boy, how the fashion has changed so much in baseball, because you look back in like the you know, early in the 50s and 40s, they were baggy, right? They had the flannels, and then they got skin tight in the 70s and 80s.
Spray painted on.
Oh, yeah.
You just didn't want to get around one of the guys that smoked in the clubhouse wearing those uniforms. There's the old look, but no stirrups.
You love those socks right now.
I do, but like Dick said, I like if they were stirrups. Those are socks. Those are, you know, black socks all the way down into the shoe. Like that look, I don't like it. But if you could show some white, where the, you know, like George Brett used to wear.
Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah,
Last night we were talking about the stripes a little bit too. I can get
but
down
I
with
love the stripes. but you got to wear it as stirrups, not just solid socks.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Ground ball to the third baseman. Freeze to second for one, and an easy double play as Pomeranz jogs to first. Around the horn, double play, 2 away. That'll bring up John Jay. Of course, the new style with the long pants all the way down, much as Lobstein is wearing. You know, people who've never seen a baseball game wonder why the players wear pajamas.
They're comfortable.
It's surprising that I've never seen a player trip over his pants, even though they seem to be right down to the spikes.
It seems like a spike would catch. You're absolutely right.
They do. They do.
Do they really? I remember they outlawed it to where some guys, I think it was Manny Ramirez.
Right, yeah.
He was taking the back end of that pant leg and tucking it underneath the cleat on the back, so the pants would stay tight. But they outlawed that.
Well, you see a lot of guys with the real baggy pants still. It gets caught on that back spike, and you'll see, like, over the course of the year, you'll see, like, the back part of the pants all torn up. That's not my favorite one.
Jay, a single, first time up, infield hit, RBI in the second, walked the last time, and they finally get him out after being on base 3 times. So Lobstein restoring order for the Buccaneers, but the Padres lead 8-0. Career high 9 strikeouts, a season high for a Padre pitcher. Mowing them down.
He's got the great release point, the great spin, and locating the curveball with the best of them. I mean, this isn't just one of those that has that feel to it. He's just feeling for it. He is getting it, gripping it, and ripping it, and also spotting the fastball in. He's in a groove. He's got the blinders on, man. He's like that racehorse coming around. He's got the blinders. He's got one thing in mind, that finish line. He's in a groove.
David Freese, then Marte and Cervelli here in the 6th inning for the Pirates. This may be a trade, A.J. Preller's trade to get Pomeranz. It's going to be the match of San Diego acquiring Tyson Ross from the Oakland A's. Remember, they got Tyson Ross, who, even though he's injured now, of course, top of the rotation, for Andrew Werner and Andy Parrish. That's right. They got Tyson Ross. Well, Drew Pomeranz for Yonder Alonso and Mark Z-Man. Surchinski.
The eye chart.
Yeah. So they get not only Pomeranz but Jabari Blash in that deal.
Yeah.
But based on what we're seeing tonight, this could be a delicious trade. Ooh, sharp one. Hopper Weeks positioned perfectly to throw out Freeze.
I love that. I love the location. We talk about location of pitches, but how about the location of the defenders? Jamal Weeks, this ball is hit so sharply to his right that he has plenty of time to gather himself. There you go, square up. A little crow hop to fire a strike to Will Myers.
Starling Marte up twice. He's gone down swinging both times. .91 on the fastball strike. And 2. A strike away from double figures for Drew Pomeranz. Swing and a miss, and that's 10 for Pomeranz. How about our Cholula flamethrower?
Well, with the left-hander, the curveball has been the story of the night for Drew Pomeranz. And what do we got? 93. Clay Hensley, what is that?
We got some Uncle Charlie's hot sauce. I think that's his new nickname. I think I just dubbed it Drew Uncle Charlie Pomeranz. I like it. I'm in. Hey, I was a curveball guy too, man. I get it. I get it.
Did you throw true deep?
Third, a long throw. Rosales. Ticketed for a double. Rosales makes a terrific play. Oh my. Petco, Adam Rosales off through that terrific stop and throw and denies Cervelli double. Will Myers, then Matt Kemp and Melvin Upton for the Padres here in the 6th inning against Kyle Lobstein, who is not allowed a hit in his 2 innings of work. That one sails down the right field side and out of play. Let's go back to the Rosales play. This looked like a sure double. The Bill Howe play of the game, play of the season. How did it look from your angle?
That's the stuff right there, guys. You know, I get asked a lot of the times, like, hey, do you miss the game? Do you miss that? And honestly, I got it out of my system. It was fun. But the things I miss are plays like that. I want to go lace it up right now. I mean, that's fun. And then you see him running off the field. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if you could see it from up there. I'm sure you could. The big smile on his face. I mean, he's having fun. It's like that reminds you of when you were a kid in Little League and just playing and having a good time. And it's fun to watch.
Another foul off the bat of Myers. Now, Rosales has been living a second life in his career. I mean, he's been a bench player. He's never been a full-time regular at Cincinnati and Oakland and Texas. And getting a chance here as a Padre. They signed him as a minor league free agent this spring, and here he is with the big club. Ground ball into the shift. Harrison, on the shortstop side, the second baseman gets the out.
Dick, those are the stories you love. You know, you love to hear about the guys that have been kind of grinding out, maybe not had gotten the opportunity that they've wanted or they deserved, but they continue to work hard, they persevere, and then they finally get their chance. And it ends up happening. He hits a moonshot last night. He's making plays like this tonight. Those are the stories I think in baseball that are most fun. They're fun to watch. It's fun to be a part of, especially if you're a teammate. And good luck to him. I hope it just continues to move forward for him.
Yeah, and it's really hard not to root for Adam Rosales because the way he plays the game, you could tell that every time he comes to the ballpark, he feels he's blessed to even wear a uniform.
Yeah, he's
trying to make the most of it and just loving it.
He's going to be 33 next month. When you're that age, you've played this long, these are special moments for you.
Yeah.
This is what keeps that pulse going.
And he doesn't take it for granted, that's for sure.
Well, and they talk about guys like that, it even happened when, we were talking about Vogelsong a little bit last night.
Kemp fouls it away, homered his last time. And here's the Rosales home run, a brick buster last night. He didn't have to watch it hit in the third deck. He was heading for home.
I love it. Look at him. He's having fun. All right, I miss playing now.
And we're all kids when we watch a player behave in that manner.
Without a doubt. And that's the thing, at the big league level, it kind of, especially as a player, you kind of get caught up so much in the business of like, am I going to make the team? Am I going to be here? But when it gets down to the root of it, when you get out there and you play, it reminds you of being a little leaguer, man. It's fun to watch him play like that.
Up high 2-2 to Kemp with Melvin Upton to follow. It's 8-0 Padres.
And what I miss being the cheerleader in the dugout. I loved that. I did.
It is absolutely a lot of fun, yeah. I mean, especially genuinely, you're out there rooting for your guys.
That's a looper into left center. It's going to fall for a hit. So a soft single for Kemp. That'll play nicely in the batting average. And one out. Base hit. That's 12 in the hit column for San Diego tonight.
When you're swinging the bat right, those are the types of hits you get. He crushed the home run for the solo shot in the fourth. Sounded like a broken shillelagh there, but in the shallow left center field for the base knock.
Cervelli there at first base says, I rip one out over third base. I think I've got a double, and they throw me out, and you hit that little dunker, and you get a hit? Come on. Come on, man. Melvin Upton has walked twice tonight, 3 times last night. And he rips it foul.
It's pretty loud down here, I got to tell you. There's a lot of bats hitting some balls down here. Well, it's fun to watch, though. It's nice that San Diego's finally starting to wake the bats up. But do you guys notice kind of a trend of whenever they're hitting and stuff? Like, what's going on?
What do you see?
I'm just saying that there's a particular person that's always at the yard when the team's hitting.
Is that you?
There you go.
Finally putting 2 and 2 together.
You don't get bonus points for that. Come on, Clay. The check won't be in the mail.
Dang it.
1-2 now to Upton. Up high.
Actually, it's probably because they see me and they're like, oh, they get motivated again because everybody pretty much raked me on both these teams. They're like, okay, yeah, we can hit. We saw it.
Late swing foul.
Well, the one thing that sticks out for me tonight is the Padres avoiding the strikeout. According to my ledger, only 3 punch-outs tonight, right, Dick?
That's correct.
Pomeranz, Weeks, and John Jay. So putting the ball in play, taking their chances. Avoiding the punch-out is huge.
Working deep counts, too. I mean, especially with this guy at the plate right now.
And he's got another full count.
And early on they battled. They had, I think Jeff Locke had 5 0-2 counts. 4 resulted in hits, and 1 was a strikeout. So that's battling when you're in the hole.
Foul tip, strike 3. He might have gone after ball 4 there. And plate umpire said, yeah, that was outside. Second strikeout for Lobstein. That'll bring up Derek Norris. He's 2 for 3. Infield hit and a double, and scored a couple of runs, and then ripped one to shortstop for an out the last time. After a 2-run homer last night that awakened his bat.
I got to tell you guys, you know a ball's hit hard. You know the line drive he hit where he lined out.
Yep.
If he doesn't get out of the box and he's still holding on to the bat. That's how fast that ball got to the shortstop.
Yeah, the sound of the ball against bat and the sound of the ball and glove were almost simultaneous.
Yep.
Shift on. Kemp away from first. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Stewart. Everyone in the Padre lineup with at least 1 hit. Jay, Kemp, Norris, and Ramirez with 2. Well, with the exception of Melvin Upton. He's got a couple of walks, but no hits for Melvin. He's 0 for 2. Jay with a couple of singles and a walk. Three and 0. You would think with a name like Lobstein that he might work on an Ephus pitch, wouldn't he?
I was going to say it when he came out, but I was like, too soon.
Sorry about that. That's in there at 88.
It'd actually be something to embrace, you know, if that was your last name. That'd be kind of epic, actually. You threw a nice fastball and you threw a Lobstein.
Or maybe in the wrong game. Should have picked up tennis, huh? And a foul ball, full count.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, he doesn't throw that hard. He's upper 80s, consistently maybe 88. So he turns it over, changes speeds, flips up or lobs up the curveball.
There you go. Kemp with a big lead. He's off with a pitch. And there's another line drive to Mercer. So he could be 4 for 4 so easily. 2 shots for outs the last 2 times up. We go to the 7th inning.
It's hard sometimes when you earn your right to be on a major league team and you don't receive that right away. And all the reports I got down there was he having tremendous attitude, great work ethic, going about his business the right way. I texted him maybe 2 or 3 days ago. He had 4 hits. Said, hey, keep it going, doing a great job. We're noticing up here still too. And circumstances when you get called up are usually never good. Usually somebody gets hurt or somebody's underperforming. So it's great to have people like him and Marista to call on to come up here and help us out.
That's manager Andy Green on Jemile Weeks' return to the major leagues. He says he's excited to be back. It's refreshing for him. He says it takes perseverance, faith, and hard work, but if you believe you can make it, then the opportunities will hopefully show up, and they sure did. Good to have him back.
You bet. Thank you, J.A. And that gives you some insight into the managerial role. He's not just working with the 25 players that are on the roster here, but he's got the DL. He notices a minor leaguer having a good night. He's going to text him and encourage him. You're going to be up here. And sure enough, here is Weeks back in the lineup on the major league level, and he's been on base 2 out of the 3 times tonight.
Boy, how the game has changed. Back in the day, you got sent down, you felt like you were forgotten. Man without a country. You're on an island by yourself.
Good point.
Communication between your manager and the player back in like the 70s, 80s, unheard of.
Pomeranz going to work in the top of the 7th inning with an 8-0 lead. He's allowed 3 hits, all singles, 2 of those by Mercer and the other by Cervelli. He struck out 10 and walked 3. 94 pitches. Might be his last inning. Fouled off his front foot.
That's going to hurt. You get a breaking ball down and in as Kevin Quackenbush heats up for San Diego. You top that pitch and it goes straight down.
Harrison has grounded into a 6-4-3 double play and struck out.
See where it gets him. Oh, right on the Uncle Hulka. Big toe.
Hit well to center field. Jay on his horse is there for the play, and does he ever get a good break? Right off the crack of the bat, he intersected that drive. Time for our In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Well, how about the man on the mound? Has he been in the driver's seat with that big lead?
Oh, he's got that seat back. Legs are fully extended. He's got that one hand on the wheel, the elbow on the
You
armrest.
better keep both hands on the wheel now.
Well,
come on
he's
now.
cruising right now.
Okay. Cruise control.
Yeah, I agree, Professor. It's not 10-2 anymore. I guess it's 9-3.
That's the way when I taught driver education, 10-2.
Yeah, that's what I was always taught.
Yeah, back in the day when you had dual controls and you were the teacher there, and you try to be very careful, not get excited when you saw that the young driver was maybe a little bit of trouble. No, you got to, you get a little close to the side of the road, not quite so close. There's a culprit there. Take it easy, take it. And next thing you know, you're upside down, and she's got her face looking at you and saying, "Should I put on the emergency now?" That's my.
Remember 10-2?
Oh, that's it.
You know why I hear now 9-3?
Why?
Because of airbags. That's what I've heard.
Ground ball right through the legs of Pomeranz. Weeks makes a great play, but can't throw out. Sean Rodriguez with an infield hit. Boy,
what a great effort, huh?
Terrific for Weeks.
You know what? That would have been a spectacular play. So much going on right there. But let's face it, now Andy Green, he knows what Jemile Weeks can do right through the legs of Pomeranz. Getting to that baseball and quickly up and getting they store that. They know that he can get to a ground ball. His range is there to his right. Doing everything he can to try to help Drew Pomeranz.
Took that right out of center field.
Yeah.
Another chance for the Padre fans to cheer. 20,681 here tonight. Chris Stewart, the catcher, is flied out and walked. He and Cervelli, the only Pirates not to strike out facing Drew Pomeranz. Fly ball softly, shallow left, long run. Shortstop Ramirez goes out to take care of it. 2 away. Upton wasn't going to get there. Lobstein, the pitcher, due up. He's worked 3 innings out of the pen. And it looks as if Clint Hurdle's going to go to a pinch hitter. And Matt Joyce, former Tampa Bay Ray, is the selection. Pinch hit last night to Joyce and struck out.
A.J. Schugel, we saw him last night out of the bullpen. He is heating up. He pitched in the 8th inning last night. All the coaches going over their notes. Dave Joust on the left, bench coach. Clint Hurdle. Jeff Branson, the hitting coach, on the right.
Joyce taking his time, coming up to home plate.
I'd put a stop to that right now. I'd put a clock on the pinch hitters. I mean, stadiums are built now to where they got tees down the steps. They can get some hacks in, right?
Well, he's been out there for a while, and they'll have to go through their ritual. 2 outs. Pomeranz trying to close out 7 terrific innings of pitching. And see if Joyce gets a chance to look at that big curveball. Yep, they're right off the bat. Strike 1.
Right out of the gate tonight, Drew Pomeranz has had the feel for that, and that is so key. I smell another punchy coming.
In the dirt. Nice block by Norris.
He wanted to. Joyce wanted to offer it that one, but
come back with a fastball up in the letters now.
That's a good key. Fastball out of the zone, something, you know, you've got the 8-run lead. You want to be aggressive, but yeah, if you want to go for the punch out, you see the differential there on the fastball, 93, 75 on the off speed. Yeah, a little show me, go Missouri fastball up, kind of show me, see if he fishes after it.
106th pitch from Pomeranz, fouled away.
There's a fastball up and away.
Now you come back with Uncle Charlie.
Absolutely, good call.
Just 4 hits, 4 singles allowed by Pomeranz, 10 strikeouts. Just got a piece of that curveball. Quackenbush more than heated up in the bullpen, just pacing and waiting for his turn. There's your lineup. Mercer with half of the 4-hit total. This is the longest any Padre pitcher has gone in terms of number of tosses this season, 108. For Andy Green and the Padre bullpen, they got a salute.
Yeah.
The left-hander Pomeranz. Ooh, just a little low, says plate umpire Blackley.
Look at, even with the 8-0 lead, as we take a look at this next pitch, or the last pitch rather, that's a pretty good pitch. Andy Green is out there maneuvering the defense, telling them to go back a little bit. The shift is on.
That ball hit to left field toward the line. Upton has room, or does he? No, that's going to sail out of play. Slicing back into Souvenir Corner here at Petco Park. Another pitch coming up from Pomeranz now at 110. 9th pitch of this at bat to Joyce. Back in Tennessee, Pomeranz used to duel in high school against David Price. How about that?
That's a matchup there.
Ground ball into the shift. Oh, through Ramirez's legs and into shallow left center. Coming in to back it up is John Jay, and holding it first is Matt Joyce. Well, the official score has called everything a hit today, but that's going to be an error.
Well, we've seen Alexei Ramirez make this play many times. Squares up, just couldn't find the glove. Sure, it had some spin on it, but hey, he's a darn good shortstop, and I bet you
that went off his bare hand.
If you ask Alexei, should he have had it, he'll probably say, yep, should have had that one for my pitcher.
Well, that pitch count at 111, and Drew Pomeranz, his evening is over. A record high for him personally. And listen to the crowd salute this left-hander. 10 strikeouts. 8-0 shutout at work. Baseball brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. Thrive by Petco, your complete pet store, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. Oh yeah, a lot of smiles down in that first base dugout tonight, with the Padres collecting 8 runs on 12 hits, and starter Drew Pomeranz striking out a season high for a Padre pitcher, 10. And an 8-0 lead as Kevin Quackenbush comes in to try to get the final out here in the 7th. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Leadoff man Jordy Mercer, the batter. And the breaking ball from Quackenbush. He goes to the hook.
Hey, that's a great night in the big leagues. 111 pitch effort for left-hander Drew Pomeranz. And there's nothing more that Kevin Quackenbush wants than to leave those 2 inherited runners out there at the corners.
But he lines this one, Mercer to left field. Upton can't get there. Off the wall it goes. 1 run scores, and they will hold the second man at third base. It's 8-1 as Mercer has his 3rd hit of the night, greeting Quackenbush with an RBI double. That gets Sean Rodriguez home, and Joy stops at third. That run, of course, will be charged to Pomeranz, but it will be an unearned run. The error keeping the inning alive. Cole Figueroa. Ooh, late swing foul back. Figueroa batting for McCutcheon. Young man getting a chance to swing the bat here in an 8-1 blowout at the moment. But 2 men in scoring position for the Pirates here in the top of the 7th inning. Fly ball to deep right field. Kemp going back and makes the catch at the edge of the warning path. An unearned run for the Bucks in the 7th. It's 8-1. Havana, capital of Cuba, a country that loves the sport of baseball. And you're going to see a fantastic half-hour show next Monday night, right after the Padres play the Giants in San Francisco. So mark that on your calendar. Terrific, insightful, beautifully shot documentary on Cuba. And it's low for the game of baseball. A.J. Schugel pitched last night in an inning, gave up a base hit, but struck out a couple.
So Clint Hurdle, the manager for the Pirates, trying to give some guys out of the bullpen some work and not overuse it with this blowout. I shouldn't say blowout. 8-1, trailing by 7. There's still some baseball left. So the Padres saw Schugel last night in the 8th. Gave up a hit, no runs. He struck out 2 Padres.
Changes defensively along with Schugel coming in to pitch. And Ramirez, who has an RBI single and an RBI triple, 2 for 3 tonight. Figueroa stays in the game for McCutchen in center. Joyce for Rodriguez in right field. And then Rodriguez comes in to play shortstop in Mercer's spot. Drive by Ramirez, but right to Figueroa for the first out.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So Polanco is in center field. Not Figueroa. Figueroa is at second base. Spring training mass substitutions here for the Pirates in the 7th. Adam Rosales has been one of the stars tonight. A walk and an RBI single. He scored 2 runs and made one of the outstanding defensive plays of the season. The home run swing going there. 0-2 the count. In the fastball from Schugel, claimed by the Pittsburgh Pirates on waivers this January and released by Seattle. Yeah, here's the beauty. Look at Rosales into foul territory to take an extra base hit away from Cervelli, and then to get an accurate, strong throw across in time for the out. A beauty. Hang a star on that, Jerry Coleman.
Yes,
the
sir.
Colonel would have had that star flashing on that play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just joining us, 8-1 Padres here in the bottom of the 7th. Another good cut. Padres got 4 in the 2nd and 3 in the 3rd. Added a home run with Matt Kemp in the 4th for an 8-0 lead. Pirates got an unearned run in the top half of this inning, the 7th. Everyone but Upton with a base hit in the lineup for the Padres. He's been aboard twice on walks.
Everybody kind of getting in the active with the top 3, top of the order, doing the trick tonight.
High fly ball. So Polanco comes into the game and the ball finds him on the first 2 batters. So here's the defensive alignment now. Marte stays in left, but Polanco in center, Joyce in right. Rodriguez and Figueroa, the new double play combination, and Schugel, the relief pitcher. Jamal Weeks called up from El Paso as Corey Spangenberg has been placed on the 15-day disabled list. Infield hit, RBI the first time up, struck out in the 3rd, hit by a pitch the last time. Switch hitting infielder, had a great spring with the Padres. One of the late cuts goes to AAA El Paso, hitting over 300 with the Chihuahuas and gets his chance back in the big leagues. Changeup.
When we talked earlier about Jamal Weeks and getting the call, and I'll tell you what, folks, after you get the taste of it and you get sent down, first of all, it's not a good feeling. But when you get that call back, oh, there's nothing like it. And I'm not ashamed to say, after an injury, sitting out a year, and then getting called up, starting in AA, AAA, I cried like a baby in my locker. And not ashamed to say it.
Well,
I mean, it's something special, man. I'm telling you.
Crying when you're enjoyed. Nothing wrong with that. Ground ball, gloved by Schugel. That might have been an infield hit had he not speared it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 8th. 8-1 for the home side.
Game, Drew Pomeranz, Clay.
You gotta love it tonight, man. He's got throwing Uncle Charlie all night. He's punching him out with the curveballs, setting him up with the fastballs. Look, he's got 10 strikeouts tonight for a personal career high, as well as the San Diego Padres season high.
When you talk about those 10 strikeouts, 8 of them on the hook, the fastball there, but he was just lights out dynamic. When Clay and I see on Padres Live, the post-game show, we're not only going to show you the rest of Drew Pomeranz's night, but we'll show you how he was able to dominate one of the best hitters in all of baseball this evening. We'll show you what was special about that. Also, Scott Miller, our Fox Sports San Diego MLB insider, is going to be along, and he will tell us what has been the secret to the Dodgers dealing with Yasiel Puig. All that plus Andy Green after the final out. Dick and Mark.
All right, Mike. Quackenbush goes to the 8th inning, and the first batter is Freeze with Marte and Cervelli to follow. So the headline for the postgame show, Padres Live, the postgame show will be Pomeranz on Pomeranz.
I like it.
Yeah, you can't miss that.
So stay tuned.
Inside from Quackenbush. Freeze has tapped to the mound, struck out, and hit a shot to second baseman Weeks, who threw him out the last time. So the pitching line on Drew Pomeranz, 6 2/3, 1 run unearned, 4 hits, all singles, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts.
I wonder if our Mike Pomeranz had climbed up that family tree and seen if there's any connection.
Yeah, he should do that. Yes, there might be, you know.
I know. Some Pirate fans here in San Diego.
The inside, 3-2. Line deep but foul. So tomorrow night, remember again the Thursday night game, because a traveling day for Pittsburgh, an hour earlier. So it's a 6:10 first pitch, but we'll be on the air at 5:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show. James Shields, against Garrett Cole. And ball 4. Freese leads off the 8th with a walk.
Well, we've seen Kevin Quackenbush many times. Pretty easy delivery, always going from the stretch. Not really a high leg kick, but gets in a good position. Once that leg starts to go forward, the ball comes out of the glove, down. And then, once that foot hits the ground, that ball, see how it's facing third base? That's exactly where a pitcher wants to be. That front foot is down, and the ball is facing the third baseman, the third base bag.
Starling Marte, the cleanup hitter. He has gone down swinging all 3 at bats.
Well, you can't see my feet, but let's say my front foot hit as soon as it hits the ground.
Right center field and between the outfielders. Marte on his way to second. And holding at third is David Freese on a long double by Marte. That's first extra base hit for the Buccaneers tonight.
And just not hitting his spots. And even though it's 8-1, hey, you go to the plate with the intention of getting on base, multiple base runners. So hopefully maybe you get that one swing that could make a difference.
Let me correct myself. Pomeranz gave up 4 hits, all singles, but Quackenbush, since coming in, has given up a pair of doubles. Jordy Mercer knocked in a run with a double. First man he faced, and now a walk and a double. 2 men in scoring position for Francisco Cervelli. Single, walk, and robbed of a hit on that great play by Rosales at third.
And in the Padre bullpen, a couple of jackets come off, and this is where guys kind of get up and maybe stretch a little bit, anticipating a phone call, possibly.
1-1 to Cervelli.
Looks like Dan Ballsy just got off the phone.
This is where you don't want to allow the Buccaneers to get back in the game here and have to go to the pen. 1-2 to Cervelli.
When you see that little piece of paper Darren Ballsy was holding, I mean, they've got it all dialed in his left hand. Now he's folding it up. Each and every day they have that chart of all the relievers, how many pitches they threw in the bullpen, how many pitches they threw in the game, just so they get an indication, how their arm's going to be holding up. You don't want to overuse a guy.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3. So 1 out with runners at second and third here in the 8th, and Josh Harrison, the batter.
Oh, yeah. That's a big strikeout for Kevin Quackenbush.
So in Harrison's spot, it's Gregory Polanco. Polanco last night grounded into a double play, singled, flied out, and struck out. 1 for 4. Just 24. Very talented outfielder, Polanco. Andrew McCutchen there, given the last couple of innings off. Struck out twice tonight and popped up. Talking the game. Changeup. Well, interestingly, here we are, the 15th game of the season, the first time the Pirates have faced a southpaw starting pitcher, and they had their troubles with Pomeranz for certain. Pulled right to the first baseman Myers. The run will score as he makes the put out. It's 8-2, and an RBI for Polanco. And here's the pitching matchup tomorrow. James Shields looks for his first win of the new season. He'll go against Garrett Cole. He too is 0-2 at the start. Both men with an ERA over 4. Should be an interesting matchup. Final game of this 3-game series. Hope you'll join us 5:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show.
Getting a eagle's eye view, Hawkeye view from that bench. Scouting report. These Pirate hitters tonight, James Shields.
2 out, a run home. Marte goes to third. And Sean Rodriguez, who has played right field and now shortstop, a walk, a strikeout, and an infield hit. He scored in the last inning. And he gets into one to left field. Upton is back to the wall and makes the catch. Gently tapping the wall as he squeezes the final out here in the 8th inning. A run for the Pirates on a double and a walk. It's 8-2. Make it 8-2 as we go to the home half of the 8th inning, and there's a Fox Sports game break. Madison Bumgarner on the mound, and Wellington Castillo, the catcher for the D-backs, plants one into the bleachers and left. And look at here, Diamondbacks lead 2-1 now in the 9th inning. They're going for their 3rd straight win up in San Francisco. Arizona 7-8 going into tonight's game. Travis Jankowski will hit for Quackenbush to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Just 2 for 8 on the new season. Jankowski. Good speed. He'll get his share of bunt singles during the course of his career. Works hard on it. 0-2.
Perfect opportunity to get an inning for Luis Perdomo. Trailing by 6, the Pirates. And believe me, the more and more I think Perdomo gets out there, Dick, the more and more we're going to see him adjust as a big leaguer, and his confidence is going to rise, don't you think?
Right, and the confidence of the Padres themselves, because they're working with a Rule 5 pick here.
Yep.
And they just have admired his great stuff. Young arm, you know, he's learning on the job. I just hope that they can coax him along, and he could be a real find. 0-2 coming back. Schugel, and he strikes out Jankowski. First strikeout for Schugel as he goes to work in the 2nd inning. Top of the order, John Jay. 2 hits and a walk tonight and an RBI.
Hey, the Chief Justice having a nice night.
Will Myers after Jay. Saw the news that one of the fine right-handers, Milt Pappas, who the Cubs passed yesterday.
Really? Didn't hear that.
At the age of 76.
Wow.
Involved in Padre history because he threw nearly a perfect game against the Padres in 1972 with 2 outs in the 9th. Controversial ball 4. And that was the only base runner the Padres got off Pappas back in 72.
Remember that game? Home plate umpire was Bruce Fremming.
Yeah, Pappas, to his dying breath, thought that Fremming squeezed him. That should have been a perfect game. 209 wins for Pappas.
You know what? That's a heck of a career.
Out of play.
Everybody always talks about 300, which is great, no doubt about it. But you win. You know what I even think, Dick? You win 100 games in the big leagues. That's a heck of a career. 100 games.
It's a lot.
It is.
You've got to be out on that slab a lot of times and be effective. Yeah. What did you wind up with? How many?
I was a 20-game winner.
Line drive slice to left and into the glove of Marte for the second out.
Won 23 games, but it took me 7 years.
How many men who've entered this game in major leagues and don't have 20 wins in their career? You know?
Hey, don't get me wrong. Very fortunate just to wear the uniform. And you know what I dig, and I've mentioned this to you many times, but just the friendships you make. You know, the money comes and goes, folks, but those friendships. I can pick up my phone right now and horse laugh for a half hour with a teammate I played with in AAA, a teammate I played with in San Francisco or San Diego. That's what makes me go. You know,
you just start the story and they're already laughing because they know the story.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
That's the beauty of that friendship.
Hey, remember that time we did this?
Yeah. They start laughing. You don't even have to
think of another story.
Will Myers tonight, an infield hit RBI, 1 for 4. Big home run last night, a line drive to left. Matt Kemp has the only home run in the game, his 5th of the season, a solo shot. A long one to straightaway center, 441 feet. Hoping he gets another chance to swing. It's up to Myers with 2 outs. Bases empty, 8th inning.
Talking 200 wins for a pitcher. That's 20 wins for 10 years. I mean, even I can do the math on that one. That puts it in perspective.
Yes, it does. And then you think it's that barrier at swing and a miss. 300 to go to the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
That really does define it, doesn't it? 9th inning we go, 8-2. Gotta love the 100 Giants, huh? Oh my. No wonder they're tough and they win those World Series. You get 100 of them. No, that's not fair. All right, Luis Perdomo roughed up opening night, and so his numbers are going to be skewed for a long time. But since that rough first time out, he's shown some good stuff.
Domo arigato, Luis Perdomo. Domo. He's got good stuff. Live arm. 5 games. Perfect opportunity to throw up a scoreless inning and seal the deal in game 2 against the Buccos.
Jankowski stays in the game for Matt Kemp in right field. And it'll be Chris Stewart, followed by Matt Joyce, and then the pitcher's spot here in the top of the 9th. Stewart walked 0 for 2. 93 on the first fastball from Perdomo. Pirates, after they leave after the game tomorrow, will go to Arizona for 3 on the weekend when the Padres wait for St. Louis for 3 on the weekend. 94. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hey, stay tuned after this one, after Luis Perdomo seals it up. Padres Live post-game show. Mike Pomeranz, Clay Hensley going to break everything down for you. Hear from manager Andy Green. Scotty Miller is going to join him as well. Scott Miller, MLB.com insider.
He's got his fingers on the pulse of baseball around the American and National League. Always has some good inside information.
Fox Sports San Diego MLB insider on MLB.com. A lot of initials there.
Yeah.
I get confused. There's too many .coms and stuff. He's got the finger on the pulse though.
Line drive, base hit. Stewart over the head of Ramirez, the shortstop. Upton plays it in. Leadoff man on here in the 9th. I wonder what you would get if you, instead of going .com, you went .com dot, huh? Would you get this
blue screen?
Just a reverse of.
You get a blue screen.
What do you do? Taking your pulse?
Yeah, we got the fingers on the pulse.
Yeah. Is it beating okay? What are you up to? You know, you can cut off your circulation on that jugular vein.
Well, you do 10 seconds, then you times it times 6. I was 11, that's 66.
Yeah, that would be right, 66. I thought you were younger myself.
It's a pretty good heart rate. What was Bjorn Borg, like a 38?
Yeah.
Seriously, he was like a 38 beats per minute. Bjorn Borg, that's how good shape he was in.
My wife has a 39. So
come on.
For insurance, they took her pulse rate 39. That's at Viking.
Oh my gosh. I smell a double play with the shift on for Perdomo and the Padres.
Joyce safe on Ramirez's error in the last time up.
Heavy on the right side.
John Jaso, who led off last night, is in the on-deck circle. Only Ramirez on the left side for Joyce.
Good hard fastball down and away here. There you go.
94. Good spot at the knees.
He's got a free and easy motion. It's just a matter of finding that consistent release point, and this kid could be some kind of nasty.
You know, it would be interesting if, as you know, taking your own pulse there reminds me. And I notice you don't use your thumb on your wrist because your thumb has a pulse and you can't really read your thumb. Is that, and I think it'd be an interesting master's study. And we have all these wonderful hospitals around here to wire us up, you know, with heart, pulse, brain activity during a game. And see in exciting moments how much the pulse rate changes or the blood pressure changes, you know. And
that's
maybe in the dull moments, do we sink down to 66 like you are right now? High fly ball hit well to left. Upton back, and he makes the catch. Upton takes a home run away from Matt Joyce.
My pulse just went through the roof. That was awesome.
Another brilliant defensive play by the Padres tonight. Hang another star.
That is a snatch it back. Great concentration by Melvin Upton Jr.
Clearly that would have been in the first row.
Beautiful.
So Upton takes a home run from Joyce's bat, just as earlier in the game Rosales double away from Cervelli. That gets a lot of support in the Perdomo and the dugout. So 1 out here in the 9th. And even Joyce salutes Upton with that catch. Nice touch by Matt Joyce. John Jaso through the left side of that vacant infield, and that'll move the runner to second. Stewart. Jaso off the bench with a pinch hit single.
Well, Dick, we have the technology. Before the pitch, my pulse rate was here.
66.
The ball was hit right about here,
Right.
and then when Upton made that catch,
Yeah, what is that?
it's
What'd you
like,
peek
it
out?
was up to like 180.
Wow, that's amazing.
But I'm fine now.
Get back in the machine here, though. You got to make it home tonight. So 2 on. Base hits by Stewart and Jaso. And here's Figueroa. He sent Kemp to the warning track for his fly ball as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning off Quackenbush.
I don't think you could have placed that ball any better down the middle, but you know what? A great job getting ahead. Check out the route from Melvin Upton Jr. He's going back. He flash looks, and then he also turns to his right. He times the jump perfectly. Did he get a little help with it? Did he have his right hand on the top of the wall?
He did. Yeah. Well, think about that. That would have made it 8-4.
Yeah.
And there'd be no one out and a man on first. And a line drive to left. Upton racing again and makes the play. There goes the pulse again. Big inning for Upton with a glove here in the 9th.
Yeah, Padre fans, don't be shy. Stand up and applaud that man. Going back, making the catch. Coming in with the backhand grab. Absolutely fantastic play in left field by Melvin Upton Jr.
Long arm of the law. Yep. Figueroa says, I can't believe it. That was extra bases off my bat. So 2 outs, both outstanding plays by left fielder Melvin Upton. Here's David Freese, 0 for 3 with a walk. But for the play defensively of Upton, this could be a big 9th inning for the Pirates. The dirt. So 2 on, 2 out here in the 9th. Padres building that big early lead with 4 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd. Kemp's home run in the 4th behind the outstanding pitching of starter Drew Pomeranz, and then 3 terrific defensive plays, 2 by Upton in this innings, and Andy Rosales with a terrific stop at 3rd as well earlier in the game. Rosales. 3-0. Diving into foul territory to backhand the shot off the bat of Cervelli and throwing him out. Boy, they got a lot to show on the postgame show, huh? They've got some real highlights tonight. Those of you who are just joining us, you'll want to stay tuned for that. And A 4-pitch walk, so the bases now are loaded. This could be a serious situation, but for Upton's glove. That pushes Stewart to third. Jaso to second. Check that. Yes, and Freeze now at first. So Aaron Balsley, they want Perdomo to finish the work tonight.
Yeah, the last thing you want, Dick, good point there. You don't want to get another arm up as Fernando Rodney. You know, it could create a safe situation if that tying run comes to the on-deck circle.
And one swing, and it's an 8-6 game. Yep. And that's with a home run already stolen by Upton in left field.
And once again, you know, right now, as Rodney throws, those are bullets that he has to use, right, to get loose and get hot. And it takes a lot out of a pitcher to get hot, to get ready in the game. Then all of a sudden the game, well, you take that into consideration for the next day or two.
Starling Marte, after striking out 3 times facing Pomeranz, doubled against Quackenbush the last time up. Full of bucks, the bases. FOB, as they say there in that Steel City. 8-2 the score. 2 outs in the 9th. Ground ball to third. Rosales corrals it, and there's the final out. The Padres with strikeout pitching, timely hitting, and great defense win it tonight. The final, Padres 8 and the Pirates 2 as we go to Mike Pomeranz.
Wow, a lot to get to tonight, Dick. With Clay and I see in just a couple of moments, we're going to talk about the effort by Drew Pomeranz, the defense by Melvin Upton, and you're going to hear from Andy Green. His team takes 2 in a row from the Pirates.